Welcome everybody. This is Show 24/7. I'm Claude, and this is a review for the DC animated movie Batman vs. Robin.
Hey guys, what's up? Now, this is what a lot of people have been asking for. We finally got done watching the Batman vs. Robin review based off the Quarter of the Owl's Batman run from the New 52. So, Claude, what was your initial reaction to this movie?
Initial reaction, I thought it was cute. It had a nice spin of the comic book. Definitely brought aspects of it, especially the fighters, the Falcons, not Falcons,
The
how they
Thailand?
were, yeah, that was
Yeah,
pretty cool. I like the spin on Damien. That was pretty because in the comics they concentrate more on Dick, if I'm
yeah,
correct. Yeah, it's and Dick is my favorite Robin, but I still liked it. I mean, it was a nice spin on Damien, so that was pretty cool. And I love seeing Batman going through the whole father and son issue. So yeah, initial reaction, I liked it. It was very entertaining and definitely top 10
in the animated movies, in the DC animated movies, top 10.
for DC. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I really liked it. I love the fact that now that we're doing like these cinematic universes with like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have the DC Cinematic Universe, and now DC's starting to do the DC animated universe. So this is like the direct sequel to the last movie or last two movies they did was the one where Batman finds out that he has a son in Robin, and then he has to figure out like the whole fatherhood thing and how he can just teach this boy who's grown up to be an assassin and to kill people, how he can teach him to use his powers for good, learn how to control his anger. So I like that this is a direct sequel to that, and it's based off one of my favorite, like I said, it's based off one of my favorite DC New 52 comics, which is the Quarter of the Owls by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. So I was super excited that that we got to be introduced to the Quarter of the Owls because as much as I love the Joker and the Riddler and stuff like that, we see them so much in these animated movies. It was a good it was a breath of fresh air for like the DC animated universe to go outside the box, do something brand new, and take on a brand new character and introduce that to this universe because it's a great character. So I was super excited to meet Tylon and the Quarter of the Owl. So in that aspect of this movie, it really surprised me and it really delivered. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
One thing I do have to criticize is from the comics, I like the whole brother, the half brother from Bruce. In the
Yeah.
comics, it is I believe the half brother. No, it's complete brother of Bruce Wayne. So I felt like having that in the movie would have been interesting. It would have been a more tied to the Falcon, but to the talent or the main dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, no, but definitely having Damien and nowadays, I think they're for Robin. I mean, there's always going to be Nightwing and always a Red Robin. But now they're concentrating more on, like, I feel like, or maybe I'm just getting more into Tim and Damien.
Yeah.
But definitely there's a lot of focus on Damien, and it's nice. It's definitely nice, and it's nice seeing him break out of the shell and trying not to be that assassin that he was trained to be. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool because Damien's one of those he's one of the Robins where you either like him or you just hate him. It's never really a in between with him from a lot of people that I've talked to. Either a lot of people really like him or a lot of people just hate him. So I was always that guy who switches throughout Damien, and it just depends on what comic book I'm reading and what storyline and what story arc he's in. Sometimes I will like him, sometimes I think he's a brat. But I think they mixed a great blend of like being very likable and he's a very outcast person, and they really highlighted that in this movie because it comes a point where he's like, Raish was in my head, Tylon's in my head, now you're in my head, and I don't know who I am as a person. So I like that they went that route with him because he was born into being an assassin, so he doesn't really have the opportunity to really think on his own, and that's what's really great about his character in this story or in this movie. So having Bruce trying to show him the right path, but having another character show him a different path and having him to kind of choose between those paths was a really good moment and a really good story arc for me in this movie.
Yeah, going off like again, I did like the struggle that from the father and son relationship. Not only that, not only Damien and Bruce, it also went with Dick and Bruce. Like they really didn't interact much, but just interaction between Dick and Damien, you could see the difference of bond that they had.
Yeah.
And I like seeing that contrast because it is different. It's a different bond between them, and I like how they in the movie they were playing off that. Yeah, even though their blood, they were having a much more difficult time trying to get together. Whereas Dick, like you mentioned in the movie, he comes in with a much like a loving family, so I guess
Yeah.
it was easier for him with Bruce. But again, I really did like seeing the contrast. I mean, at the end, they're still together, you know, like but he definitely let Damien do his thing, and I like that freedom that he gave him at the end. So that's
Yeah,
great.
that
Like
was
he took
good.
to his own, which I thought he wasn't gonna do that, but when he did, I feel like that's how Bruce understands who Damien is and trusts him to go on his own. So I feel like in that retrospect, like there's that love that he has for him just by letting him do his own thing and understanding where he's coming through or coming
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And another thing that I like about this is in this movie we get a lot more Dick Grayson as Nightwing, which is very good. But I also have a downside to this movie too. Like my only like main gripe in here, because what I liked about this movie is that we get more of you get a Batman arc, you get a Damien arc, and you get a kind of a Dick Grayson arc. And usually in these DC animated movies, especially like the Batman movies, you'll see like Nightwing for like 5 minutes, and then he's just out the movie, and it's always just driving me crazy because he's a main pivotal part of these Batman in the Batman universe. So always when he was in these like animated movies, he was just in there for like a quick second and then he's out. So I like that he was throughout this entire movie, and so that was a really good thing. But at the same time, I don't know if I like the fact that they kind of made him really weak because he kept getting beat up by everybody. Yes, Thailand, but he was the first Robin, so he should be the best Robin. To where he's now Nightwing. So I felt like him getting bested by Damien was not a good look in my opinion, and it kind of bugged me just a little bit because I'm not the biggest Dick fan. I'm not the biggest Damien fan. I'm more of a Tim Drake type of guy, but I respect Dick as a character and who he is and what he means to the Batman universe. So him getting bested by Damien kind of irked me just a little bit. So that's kind of my small quibble of a gripe in this. But like I said, at the same time, I do like that they used him throughout this movie. So yeah.
no, me too. And that did also like tick me off a little bit because I'm like, this is a kid, and then there's Dick. Like you mentioned, he is the first, and he's a badass on his own.
Yeah.
What I liked about it is his comical spin on it. I really liked that small cameo when he got Corey on the phone. I'm sorry, I laughed. I kept
Oh
laughing.
yeah, that was really really good. Yeah.
That was so hilarious. And but I did like again that they put him a lot more in this movie. They put him into a little bit of the story. I'm a big Alfred fan. Like Alfred is I don't know. I'm just such a fanatic about him.
Yeah.
I wish that he had a more time. I mean, he's so funny and he's so witty, and I wish there was just a little bit more of him. But that's just me. That's just personal preference.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the movie had a nice. It stayed focused with the main story, but gave us little like things from here and there, like having a little bit of Alfred and having a little bit of Dick, and then having a little more story on going back and forth. So it was really good. I did enjoy the movie, and it stayed focused, and I liked how they were getting from the comics, and they still made their own movie, but still stayed kind of true to the comics. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So
enjoyed it.
tell me, guys, what did you think about this movie? Did you watch it? Did you like it? Please comment below. Let us know who's your favorite Robin. Did you like the Court of the Owls inclusion in this movie? So just let us know. This is the Search Show 24/7. That's Claude. Be easy.